His dick's too big for the studio now, guys.
Yeah, it is. And it is. And he's taking it over to a network.
Much like a straight man, we've already moved on.
Yes.
We've already found someone new.
We look to our left and we go,
we looked to our left.
He's younger.
We said, oh, there's a good looking guy over there.
Yeah. Fuckers, how you doing? Where you been? Did you drink enough water today? Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I am Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. Get a pen. Get your iPhone because you're gonna have to write some things down.
Yes. The first one is Thursday, February 1st at 7 p.m. in New York City is the first Guys We Fucked residency show of 2024 at the MasterCard Midnight Theater. That's in New York City. And then if you're in the Los Angeles area, hopefully tickets are still available by the time you hear this, but they might not be. If
hopefully they're not available.
Hopefully they're not available, you dumb bitch, because you didn't get them. Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, Corinne Fisher and I will be doing a live Guys We Fucked at the Comedy Store in the main room, and it's going to be the best day of your life.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
And then some other tour dates, February 9th and 10th, Bananas Comedy Club in New Jersey, right across the river. I'm headlining you. And March 22nd in Springfield, Missouri in the Blue Room, I am headlining there. I think it's for the 21st and the 22nd. And also, if you were at the first Wait What Live that happened this past weekend, it was awesome. I was there. It was fantastic. I was blown away. The energy in the room was it was fucking. Everybody was electrified after the show and getting to talk to all the people who came. It was amazing. So far the next date for the next one, you're gonna want to get your tickets because this will sell out. Is going to be February 24th, which is a Saturday. Tickets are not available yet. I'm still in the midst of confirming, but if you want to save it, save it. Also, if you don't know, which you probably do if you listen, I have a Patreon where 4 times a month I do a Zoom group therapy, because I'm not a licensed therapist, so I can't call it therapy, where you just an hour to vent about whatever the fuck you want. And I've been doing these for a few years now, and I really like it. Patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson to sign up. Every Monday, my solo podcast, The Voices in Our Heads, comes out. It's just a stream of consciousness, and at the end, I read a little self-help book, and then Mikey breathes real loud into the microphone, and I make fun of him, and then I'll drop something and go, "What?" And I'll go, "Nothing, Mike."
I was upset last week.
Yeah, he did explain it. You'll have to tune into the episode this week to find out.
Not with Krystyna.
No. But boy, the sigh felt like I'm no longer taking things personally now that I've done the work, so I was glad to have not been offended by Michael's sigh. And then my comedy club is out this week. My comedy album, I'm pretty sure it's going to be out by the time that you listen to this episode when it airs on Luminary on Friday. It's called Good Girl Barbara. It's going to be out on all the places, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your comedy albums. And I'm very proud of it. I'm very excited. I'll be releasing clips on my social media all this next couple months. Make sure you follow me at Krystyna Hutch on all the platforms. Together, we're at Guys We Fucked without the U and fucked.
I'm at Philanthropy Gal.
I'm at Mike Coscarelli.
And if you want to see me live, the next date that lines up with this recording will be February 29th through March 2nd. I'm in Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Comedy Loft with Chloe LeBranch. And then there will be a bunch more dates coming up. My agent emailed me last night and I said, This is not what we talked about.
Do you want to perform at the back of the Costco on Sunday?
So this is not going to work out, but we are working on them. And there's some places that I think you're going to be excited about me going to. And then you can also listen to Without a Country. That comes out on Wednesdays. This show has been popping off lately. So many of you, I got stopped in a bar the other day and someone was like, "I love Without a Country." And you know what? That felt good. Not that I don't love when you say I love Guys We Fucked, but it just feels special when it's the B Project, to be honest. Okay.
Totally.
I don't think of it as the B Project, but like the project that makes less money and has less fans.
Cult following.
Yeah, listen, the people who love Without a Country love Without a Country. So we had a really great interview last week with Dr. Crystal Heath, and we talked about all about euthanasia labs in vet school. Did you even know that existed? Did you even know that to become a veterinarian, you have to kill an animal first? And I know you're asking yourself at home, are these animals sick? No, they're not. They're literally like wasted
Corinne!
animals. Yeah. This is something I learned 2 weeks ago,
terrible.
and then I dove right into it. Some vet schools are doing away with it, but it's still widely used, and also like basically like what it has an official name, but like what I will call the Veterinarian Association of America is deeply connected to like factory farming and a lot of horrific practices that
Oh my God, you're gonna be the next John Oliver.
that kill many pigs and birds in really horrific ways when there are faster, more humane ways to kill them. Obviously, if like avian flu is spreading throughout your farm, you do have to kill those birds, but there are nicer ways to do it that are not legally required. So I went into all of that hardcore. Also, we went over a really interesting piece from the Free Press written by Coleman Hughes that I actually subscribed. I paid money to go over this, all about how Derek Chauvin, in his opinion, might have been a scapegoat. I know that's a crazy thing to announce on here, but I thought it was not that I necessarily agree with the article, but I thought it was a really
Coleman with those
fascinating
unique takes. Yeah.
So
I know Coleman, and I love that man.
Yeah.
So, and he's a lovely human, and
Yeah.
I know people like to get angry about his opinions. So I just want to throw that out there too.
Listen, he drops some. It's all about seeing things from every perspective, and we certainly do that on that show. So it was a really interesting article, and all that is shared on this past week's episode of Without a Country, and we got another one coming for you this week. And of course, look out for Trump, guys. He's coming. Ron DeSantis.
He's going to win.
Ron DeSantis just dropped out.
Yeah.
So
is he going to win?
There's no way he doesn't win.
Yes.
Damn,
I
dude.
think there's a very, very good chance that Donald Trump is president again in 2024. Yeah, I think this
is a Christopher Guest movie.
I would put it at like
Life is
95%.
I don't think it's that high, but I think there is a very good chance that he wins. I don't think it's 95%.
It's just my opinion.
But Biden, he doesn't talk. He can't talk. He's too old. Trump is old too.
But Biden was never a great speaker. That has nothing to do with his age.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay,
no.
cool,
Yeah.
cool,
The
cool.
falling is, I guess, more the age, but no, he's just not a great speaker. He's a really social,
then I can
likable
get
guy,
behind that.
and especially compared
He
with
seems sweet.
Being the vice president under Barack Obama.
I miss
Barack Obama
so
was kind of all speech and not really getting a lot done.
Yeah, but man, his speeches made me feel better.
Well,
like there was hope.
and that's why he won. That was his whole platform. He was literally running on hope.
And I loved that. Hope is so great.
But it's not real.
No, I know.
It's not change. It's not doing
Corinne,
anything.
let me live in this. Let me live in the world I created.
That's
for
what
myself.
bothered me about it. Everyone loved him so much. I go, it's not doing anything.
In your opinion, is Biden getting stuff done? I mean, it seems like he's getting some stuff done.
Yeah, Biden has not been a bad president.
And also, I mean, think of what he walked into. Not only the president
right.
he had to follow, but also walking into
Question for you,
COVID-19 pandemic.
because I'm curious.
And now, Middle East, yeah.
Somebody was saying as like a pro-Trump kind of point that when Trump was president, we weren't engaging in any wars. But like, does that matter? It's just because a war didn't come up.
That's not true.
Oh, okay. So they were just not.
What was the point that they were making?
Just like, Trump. He was talking as if Trump
was a pacifist.
I don't know, but they were just
Or
saying like Trump kept us out of entering any wars.
I think
that's not true.
Okay, I think that was luck of the draw, and also, I mean,
I was kind of like, is that
we
luck?
were still in Afghanistan.
Right, we were
he
through.
didn't start anything new.
He didn't start anything new, but he didn't. I think he did eventually get the troops out of Afghanistan. I can't remember if that was him.
That
or
was terrible.
Early Biden.
Well, he's
I think that
probably
was him.
too scared to do it. And also, I mean, like strategically, actually, the one thing that makes me think Biden has a little bit of a better chance of winning is that we are now involved in the Middle East. And normally when the country is actively at war, they vote in the same president.
Speaking of
statistically,
really quickly, I talked about like how it's just kind of feeling helpless about all of these awful things, images and videos on social media, and what places to donate. If you feel like you can't fucking do anything about this, is there a place that you can put your money that matters? And several people sent me this one, and I looked into it, and it seems very, very legit. Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and the website is PCRF.net. The .net, I was like, but
did you look it up on Charity Navigator?
Oh no, I didn't. That's the one I did not do that.
Yeah, that's like that'll just give you the star rating. It see the money is making sure it's going to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, charitynavigator.org. That's why, for anyone who's looking to donate, always if it's under 4 stars on Charity Navigator, do not.
Okay, yeah, here it's on. It's on there. 97%, 4 stars.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Yay, that's great. So if you are feeling this way, you want to donate money, this is where to go. PCRF.net. That stands for Palestine Children's Relief Fund.
All right, now on to this is some important news for the Guys We Fuck podcast. Okay, guys,
It is.
Mikey Big Dong Coscarelli.
Big dong dicky chodester over here.
His dick's too big for the studio now, guys.
Yeah, it is. And he's taking it over to a network.
He's moving on to a network. Well, as you all know,
his network.
He started his own company, Slickback Studios.
Correct. Thank you.
And it's time that he
Big
goes
dick and a business
and runs his own business and has all his time and energy to run that business, because I think based on conditions that he's walked into over the past year, it was more work than he thought it was going to be.
It was a lot more work.
Podcasting. It's a lot more work than you think.
I thought
as he's running out, walking in out of breath, sweating,
going ugh. First sound that comes out of his mouth is ugh.
There is a lot of times these days where I walk into rooms and go, ugh.
Yeah.
Give people a growl. But
You're 30 going on 50 now.
It has, in fact, been way more work than I was expecting.
Yeah. That happens with small businesses.
Yes. Really, truly.
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to kind of be able to take it all on and do it all.
Typical woman.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, wow, we really rubbed off on him.
I know. I'm really proud of that.
You know, I came in here with feminine energy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
My upbringing.
Feminine energy and Sinatra energy at the same time.
Yeah, I get you a man that can do both.
Yeah. So, thoughts on what you've learned here? How many years has it been?
I think it's been almost 7.
Whoa.
I think
serious?
But how many
2017.
How many on air? Well, no.
Not as many on air.
It was 2018. Krystyna broke up with Steven in 2018.
Yes, I did.
We're never going to forget that.
Yeah. I literally put Krystyna's emancipation in my calendar the day I broke up with him. And every year I'm reminded about it. I'm like, yay, I love my life.
So 2018 is when we panicked and go, who's that fucking
yes. Right. And then about like a year, it was... We didn't have a studio during the pandemic, did we? No, because I remember signing the lease when your dad was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how long he's been on there. You guys,
for a long time, you guys were recording, I think, in just Krystyna's apartment.
In my apartment, yes.
And then were sort of sending me the files.
Yes.
And I was like working offsite. And then once kind of in the middle of the pandemic is when we got the first place.
Right.
And then that's when I was like working with you guys every week in studio and was on air and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, the entire ride has been it's pretty amazing. Like to look back in the way
all the hand picks and tip picks you've gotten.
I mean, not even that. That's been fun, obviously, of course.
Obviously.
But the professional journey of, like you guys were basically the first people to kind of put me into mainstream podcasting outside of radio.
This is how you thank us.
You leave.
6 years of loyal service.
It's never enough. We're linked for life of loyal service.
Give me your blood and
like we were keeping you under a table.
Give me your Michael.
You know how loyal I am and have been. I've trashed our enemies to all the women that I've gone on dates with. And
listen, I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely happy for you starting your own business. That's very exciting.
Thank you.
And if there's a man to do it, it's you.
I appreciate that. So obviously this is a move that I felt like I had to make, not because, before listeners start throwing any conspiracy theories or anything out there. It's a move that I felt like I had to make strictly because I can't do everything. And I love you guys dearly. Obviously, Krystyna's a part of
Voices in Our Heads is on Slickback. And you'll hear Michael groan and grunt and breathe weird on that.
Right. And
as Mike's voice was quivering as he told us this a couple weeks ago.
It was.
So sweet.
I felt bad.
You're
I felt so bad.
Sweet, Mike.
Well, before, as it was even coming out of your mouth, I was like, Michael, I at least knew for months that I was like, you need to quit because you can't handle this. Like you're fucking, I was like, have you slept? I'm like giving you meals so that you have sustenance. I'm like, it made me
funny.
Very happy that you were choosing, like, cause we're not going to fire you, but I was like, I want you to choose you.
Yeah. I know. And I appreciate that. And obviously I knew in my heart when it was time to have that conversation that you guys would be very supportive.
Yeah.
And
I was sad that I cried. Just because
Did you really?
Just because the end of an error, End of an era.
Yeah.
It's just
I did not
nostalgia.
cry.
Just like a little tear right here on by myself.
Well, that checks
just
out.
because it's sweet.
That behavior for both of you guys, that's exactly what I was expecting. That Krystyna would be the one to cry.
But I actually felt relief for you.
Right.
You know, like that's what, and I know what it's like to tell a boss that you're moving on to, quite frankly, a better life. And I remember the bosses who were happy for me and the ones who weren't. And I was like, I vowed never to be the boss that wasn't happy for the person who worked with me moving on.
Listen, and one of the reasons that I've stayed with you guys for as long as I have is because it's been a great fucking job. This has been something that I've enjoyed. Like one of the parts of my week that I just like, I love coming in and talking with you guys,
Girl
and
talk.
being a part of the show. And, it's been,
and those tit pics.
well, it's been really fun to be another voice in a place where I feel like I represent an archetype of a man that is not like
widely represented.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's been kind of a good feeling to kind of be like, the masculine voice in a place that I don't, that it's not an overly masculine voice.
It's not toxic. Yeah.
Exactly. It's been just an incredible, fun, awesome ride. And I do think the one silver lining of me leaving is that like in the future, I think it opens up the opportunity for us to also work on other different things together as a team, if that ever presents itself. And
I was hoping someone would give me the opportunity to do another podcast. So that night when I'm lonely, I think, you know what?
But
is there a world in which I could do a third podcast? I would love to.
Hey, 3's the magic number.
Slickback Studios is obviously starting as a podcast network, and we're going to launch on February 8th officially.
Yeah? Oh,
yes.
really?
Yeah.
Yay.
We
When you
secured a venue
expand into
for
a nursing home, let me know, because that's what I'm signing on.
Corinne can interview elderly dogs.
I would love that. Yeah. My
can
next
I do the
podcast-
voices for them?
I would love a dog to interview a dog, because I would love a podcast where we just cut to the dog and then the podcast is over.
That's really funny.
There's literally nothing happening.
Yeah.
How are you? Well, I love meeting dogs on the road. That's one of my favorite things about traveling.
Yeah. Well, it's eventually the plan is to have it be a full service production company, and that's the hope, is to like get to a place where we can do films and do bigger projects and everything. So I'm excited. I'm sad
Mike's
to
gonna
leave
be
you guys.
aging in president years.
Oh no. Oh man. All that gorgeous hair.
It's gonna be gray if I manage to keep it by the end of the year, I'm sure.
Oh, you could be cool. You're gonna look like Maxwell Sheffield from The Nanny. It'll be hot.
Oh,
little gray
Maxwell.
streak.
Yeah.
If I get to keep it, I do look forward to having a little bit of gray, some salt and pepper. And I don't think we're far from it, to be honest.
That'll be hot. Well,
you're not. I'm gray as hell, and just dye the roots. But it looks better on men.
that'll be hot, baby. Well, thank you so much for your service here at Guys We Fucked.
Seriously.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, you got a good attitude. You're a hard worker. You're always pleasant. I was never annoyed to see you.
No.
What
ever.
a compliment.
No, truly. Like it's
Mike
so easy to
Coscarelli,
get annoyed with
never
people.
annoyed to see him.
No, really. I was like, oh, hey, Mike.
Yeah, well,
You're
listen.
good. You're a good vibe.
You
You're
brought
good energy.
exactly what we needed to the show at exactly the time we needed it.
Yes.
And also, I mean, our listeners, they love to complain and say that they don't like almost everything we do.
Yeah.
But I have to say,
Not really many complaints about you.
I really tracked the comments when we first brought you onto the show, and it was like almost 100% Mike Coscarelli approval rating.
Which is wild.
That makes me
Really
feel
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, is my phone broken?
You are more approved than us, Michael. It's our fucking show.
They like Mike way more than they like us.
Yeah.
But
It's because a
also-
lady with opinions. Boo. Man with opinions? Can I suck your dick?
But also like ingrained misogyny, like in our own feminist fan base.
100%.
Oh, that must be what it was. Not me. Not me.
Bitches are guilty of it too. I get it. It's okay.
No, Mike, you are charming and fun.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, it honestly
Women are harder to take.
And women critique women harder, right?
100%.
So the fact that you're a good looking and like nice, kind, intelligent man, like that was enough. They didn't even care about the throat clearing.
We cared about that.
The baseball dropping.
The ruffling of the papers and the wrappers.
I brought an element to this show. I will say that. An element.
It was a layered element.
It's an ASMR podcast that we didn't ask for.
Yes.
ADHD noise around every corner. But,
Oh, gosh. Oh, my God.
yeah, it's been great, guys.
Mike's training to be a Foley artist over there.
And also also, too, for the listeners, this is going to be a slow rollout. So this is not the
Yes.
last time you will see and hear Michael on Guys We
So
Fucked.
get those titty pictures in now. We're in manic mode, babies.
Ladies, give him the tits, so we'll stay.
Yeah, we figured we'd announce and give you guys a little bit of time.
Yeah,
for
to
the
process
transition.
If there's one thing we learned in this 10 years, we
You don't
know
like
need
change.
Time
Yeah,
for
you
the
don't like change.
We get
You
it.
don't like change. You don't like when we make money and you don't like change. No, that's not true. That's not true. Only a little bit of you didn't like that. And that's okay. A lot of you did, and I really appreciate that.
So that's the bittersweet news. But the 100% sweet news,
Ooh, sweet
that-
and tangy.
much like a straight man, we've already moved on.
Yes.
We've already found someone
We
new.
look to our left and we go,
We looked to our left
he's
and
younger.
We said, oh, there's a good looking guy over there.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Younger, not much lip on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the young Eric Fretty.
Hi, everybody.
All right, Eric.
Thanks for having me
He's
on.
a stand-up comedian. He is
Two
a
names, two
producer.
first
You might have seen him floating around. You've seen him live if you saw me and Chloe LeBranch in Chicago. You might have seen him on tour with Ryan Long or Che Dorena. You're all over the place.
Yeah, all
He's-
over-
you're-
literally.
we were like, you know what? We're going to replace this overworked man with another overworked man.
Who's younger and can do it with no sleep.
I am
You guys
starting
have
to
a
get
type.
grays, though.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I'm starting to get grays.
You're all right already.
Ew.
So a little bit about you, the stats. You're 25.
How tall are you?
25.
You're 25. How tall are you?
6'3" when I stand up straight. I got scoliosis.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't count when you're that tall, though, right?
I have no idea what counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say no for now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 5'3".
How old are you again?
He's a wounded
25.
warrior, girls. They're gonna love. So 25, and you're originally from
Milwaukee.
Okay, Midwest, baby.
Yeah.
Lives in Chicago now, so you can see him around the streets.
What's the nicest thing you've ever done for a woman?
The nicest thing I've ever done for a woman.
Yeah.
It's taking a while, Eric.
Yeah, I
Come
have
on,
no
Paul.
idea. That's
silence
I got my
speaks.
mom a cooler for Christmas.
Nice. All
For
right.
what?
That's
This for Christmas.
But like to put what in? Beer, fish?
She's a real estate appraiser, and so she goes on appointments, and so she'll go and take like packed lunches.
That's the nicest thing you've ever done for a woman.
Okay.
That's just
Okay,
what
we're
I've
gonna
done
improve on
recently.
this,
I have
Eric.
no
Do
idea.
Do you want me to
We're
edit
gonna improve
that?
on this.
Listen, no, Eric.
I don't know.
Eric,
we
I think,
keep it
is
in.
shy and
here's
not good
one.
at selling himself as
Yeah.
a feminist icon. But
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like you really are. Okay, go. What's the next one?
I used to, I briefly during COVID, I had.
I like it that it was I used to and briefly.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend who had a lot of health issues, and
Uh-huh.
so I got vaccinated early without doing any research.
We love a man who doesn't do
listen,
research.
I risked even more autism for.
He will inject himself.
Yeah.
He will inject himself for you, ladies. Okay.
Be afraid.
All right.
We're gonna
Wow.
work on it. It's fine. It's fine. All right, how do you feel about being here? Are you nervous? What are your hopes and dreams?
Honestly, I feel cold. It's pretty cold in
it
here.
is cold. The heat doesn't
Yeah.
work.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
being a
Well,
real chick about it, Eric.
Sorry.
You're wearing a full
I have bad
sweatshirt.
circulation.
Yeah, you look.
Me too, I get it.
You're you look pale. You look like you're auditioning for Twilight, which
Yeah.
I love. One of
Corinne's
my
up
favorite
her
things about
alley.
you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just in Stockholm and the Norwegian countries, so that
Right.
probably didn't help.
Right.
I was pretty much nocturnal during that
Were you
time.
doing stand up in Stockholm?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just did the tour with Ryan.
Ryan does stand up in Stockholm?
Yeah, he did a whole international tour. He was just gone for like a week and a half or something,
Yeah.
2 weeks. I don't know.
TikTok, good for him.
My weekends were boring with. Well, no, this weekend was actually really, really fun.
Yeah,
but every weekend I was like, "Where's my buddy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out."
Aw.
But yeah, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
yeah, I
I'm
gotta
excited.
say,
This
Corinne-
seems super fun.
Corinne doesn't have a lot of positive things to say about people, and after she met you,
I'm honest.
which is great because then I don't got to worry about like, is that really what she means? It is.
Okay.
She had such
We'll see.
rave reviews about a lot of facets of you that I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't think I've ever heard talk this positively about anybody ever.
What Eric doesn't know is every moment that we spent together in Chicago that you thought was just friendship and getting to
you
know
were
each other.
grading me.
I was fucking
Testing.
analyzing you.
Really?
I
That's
was,
what I sensed a little bit when we met in LA briefly. That.
Oh, well, that was just me meeting you for the first time, and I was
Okay.
completely unsure of who you were. And then I was like, well, you're dating my friend. So I don't know if we can say that on air, but I think
Can we say that?
We don't need.
Her family is like.
We won't say who. We won't say who it is.
Yeah.
But
There
we're
we
gonna.
go.
I think it's
It's
important.
important to the dynamic.
I think it's important that people know that you're not single.
Yes. Because these ladies,
Yeah.
these
It
It
hoes,
is. Yeah, that's important.
I think that's important to know.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. Just for everyone's sake and harmony. You know.
Okay.
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 Yeah, it's more so her family than anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's
the host.
fine.
Judgment there.
Oh, all right. A lot of judgment. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll work through all your problems. This is also free
If you need advice,
therapy from us.
You got it.
Hell
You got
yeah.
it, baby.
2
You're the only
unlicensed
man we will
therapists.
grant this to.
Okay.
In the world. Okay. You are the only man on this planet and Mike who can get advice from Corinne and I at any time.
Okay. Anytime.
free of
I'm gonna
charge.
test
Not that we charge for it.
Especially because my sleep schedule's fucked up. So get ready for that.
There you go. That's fine. I don't care.
I told Krystyna all about how we went to we were on the road and I made you go to the witch store.
Yeah.
And how you were so patient at the
behaved
witch
so
store.
well.
You behaved so well at the witch store.
She's a toddler.
Behaved
get used
so
to that.
well.
But yeah,
that was the biggest test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it
witch store
is
was
because
the biggest test.
if a guy can have so many reactions to a witch store, and it seemed as though yours won.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
good
it's
for
better
you.
than
It was the
clothes
right one.
shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
See, I think when someone gives you a compliment, then you don't have to add in other bad qualities about yourself. Because now we could have just sat here thinking that he might be good in clothes stores too, and now we know that if we take you to a clothes store, you're unhappy.
These
in
are
the
just going
clothes
to be
stores.
one of the many valuable lessons you're going to be learning in
is
your
gonna
10
be
year guys we
fantastic.
fucked.
You're gonna come out of here. You entered a boy. You're leaving a man. Or,
Okay, we'll see about that.
wait, is that you just being like clinging on to boyhood?
No, I'm not.
Because I know a lot of guys in their 20s like that actively are like, but I don't want to become a man, and that's like a thing that's been said to me. And I said, okay,
Oh,
well,
really?
I'm gonna leave you for a second.
No. I don't
I've
feel
been
that
wanting to
way.
become a woman since I was 5.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all.
That's a different problem.
Yeah. we go the record scratch. We go. Well, that seems like traumatic.
Sometimes I say things and I don't know the implications of them until I hear it.
We go. That doesn't sound good.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Were you saying something else?
No, whatever it was, I forgot it.
Okay.
sweet.
And
Well,
then
we're happy to have you.
Eric
you.
also
I
did
feel- I'm
explain
happy to be
he
here.
likes Star Wars, and I said this was one of my favorite conversations that we had over the weekend.
Okay.
I said, why do you like Star Wars so much? Men love Star Wars so much, and I really have tried to understand why men like Star Wars so much. So I was like, I'm really interested. Can you tell me what it is about Star Wars? I was like, is there an underlying theme? Does it make you feel like connected to man? Like, what is it? And then you said, do you remember what you said to me?
Yeah, I was just like, I saw the control panels, and I was like, I kind of want to play with all the buttons.
I've never heard a man say that about Star Wars.
That was his organic response.
for you.
I mean,
I
you
love
probably
that.
feel the same way, being behind the boards and everything.
Well, I don't think that I ended up behind the boards as like this wasn't on purpose.
This was
I
stand-up didn't work out.
I'm a control freak, Eric. That's the
okay.
issue here.
I
I mean,
guess I am a little bit, too.
yeah, there was cool stuff in Star Wars where I was like, it'd be fun to press that button, and I don't know, but that is a surprising answer.
I just thought it was so
That wouldn't
pure
have been my answer.
that he wanted to push the buttons on the spaceship. I thought, what a pure answer. And I said, I like this guy. I said, this guy can be around.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Well, Eric, Fretty, everyone. So we're welcome to the show.
we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing a
Follow
roll
on Instagram, but be fucking classy about it.
Don't
be,
send him your
be
titties.
fucking classy
He is in
about
a
it.
relationship, ladies.
And you'll along the weeks you'll give
Get to
advice
know
with
ya.
us.
Yeah.
and-
I've got
If
a lot of
you
good
have,
advice to give.
we're gonna we have all these emails. We're gonna read today on today's solo episode. And so if you would like to chime in, you just raise. Usually Michael raises his hand, so
Yeah.
I see it at the corner of my eye.
Sometimes,
So I know, like, okay, he wants to ask something. When we're done making the point, we'll call on him. So if you want to do that,
I will
however
raise
you
my
see
hand
fit,
for
we'll find our own little flow.
Right, because welcome to the show, but don't forget.
Shut the fuck up. You know,
We're,
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no.
you're a lesser part of the show than us.
Yeah, I'm a lower class citizen.
Yeah.
I'm
The way I've always
untouchables,
said,
Yep.
you're in the band, but you didn't found the band.
Yeah.
No, I'm the triangle player.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cowbell.
Yeah.
You're our Spinderella, but less.
Yeah.
He doesn't even get that reference. He's like so young. He doesn't even know what that means.
No, I really don't.
Yeah. So you know Salt and Pepper?
I've heard of them.
Not Peppa Pig.
I guess if you play,
I literally
a
felt
song.
1,000 years old when I just turned to Eric and I said,
Here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Okay,
Yeah.
girls, what's my weakness? Men. Okay, then chillin'. Yeah, I could do the whole thing.
If
I could do all of it.
want to take a guy
home
home
tonight,
it's none of your business.
I couldn't continue the song, but I've heard it.
Okay. So yeah, they had a third woman who they brought on later, and that was Spinderella.
Okay.
But Salt and Pepper, they were the OGs.
Yeah.
But people really liked Spinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
She's
liked
really,
it.
Cinderella was cool.
Yeah.
But did they bring her more so to just like kind of move the equipment and stuff around?
No, no. She was involved.
Okay.
You carry this amp,
Artistically.
Spinderella.
Yeah.
Spinderella was artistically involved.
I gotta say, this is a fun rollout.
I think so as well.
Do you want to just keep hitting me with references?
Yeah, that you don't get?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, did I
The
get
Berlin Wall.
Can you do sound effects? I would love a sound effect board.
Like on my
and maybe we
mouth?
could play like an old sound, like an old, like, every time we say something that he doesn't understand.
Okay. Yeah, we'll add
That would be
into
funny.
the board.
Well, we
and then
thought
like
it
a
would be
baby sound effect for every time I want a baby or don't want a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
can
thought it
roll
would
that
be
out.
interesting because, Mike was closer to our age and to have someone a lot younger.
Yeah, it's a different perspective.
Yeah, we thought that would be part of it.
100%.
And you know how hard it is to find someone whose face is good looking enough to put on camera, who's not an idiot but also a man, and who can do the technological needs you have. The only answer was Eric Fretty.
Yeah.
And he's very booked. That's why he came from Stockholm to New York. Well, I know you were in London, but that's why we had that's what it was not.
a lot
There
of
was not a
travel
lot of
plans.
choices.
Yeah.
I don't
How does
get
that
to go
make
home.
you feel? Not a lot of choices.
No.
But you are a great choice.
No, I'm saying like there was only one choice.
Yeah, I feel
Mike.
elite.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it was like that. I go, we got to make this work. We got to make this work.
So welcome.
Well, thank you. I
Welcome,
appreciate
Eric.
it. I hope that I hope I get even half the approval ratings. I feel like this could end up with just like a lot of hate.
It could not.
Just
We
every
don't,
time I miss
who
a
knows?
reference.
Who
Okay,
knows?
we'll
We'll
see.
see.
That's the business, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it also feels it feels interesting right now. Like, do you watch Sister Wives on TLC? Because it feels like when
Yeah, that's the only show I watch.
you're fucking with
around.
me.
I don't watch any.
No,
TV.
okay, none of that now.
He doesn't have time for TV.
No, I don't
He's
watch
too
it.
busy
Yeah.
making dreams come true.
Good for you.
But so it's a Mormon family, and there's this guy Cody, and he has a lot of wives.
They're sisters.
Yeah, they're sister wives. You know the concept of sister wives,
Yeah,
obviously.
right.
And so it feels like, every season he'll kind of, get the itch and then be like, maybe I should get another wife.
God wants me to have another wife. It's so weird.
It feels like me and you are Cody and like Mary, like the original wife, and now we got to bring on. We're like auditioning you to be our sister wife.
Okay,
that's
awesome.
the
Cute.
mood right now.
That's great. I should have dressed better.
No,
Yeah, you dress how you want.
Okay.
listen, you're on the road to 87 days straight, so
Yeah,
we know that you
we
only have
forgive
a
you.
Comedy Works, which is annoying.
This is the
That's an old school.
We don't even have that.
Yeah, what the hell? Is that a new design or an old
this
design?
is like it's like a retro design they just remade, and they are giving them away if you do the weekends there.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, maybe one day we'll be back.
That had a bit of an energy in
It
it.
did. It did. It did seem like 25-year-old Eric Fretty was bragging
I'm not
about a place
bragging.
that we don't go.
Well, listen, when I'm in Denver, coincidentally playing Lolly's Comedy Shack,
knocking on the door of Comedy Works, like, I used to work here.
I'm gonna walk by and say, "Can I have one? I'll purchase it, but just don't tell anyone. Burn the receipt."
And then someone walks by and they're like, oh my God, were you a guest on Trash Tuesday one time?
Do they need a producer?
That
by
was
the
a
way?
long time ago.
I heard that, and I'm letting it go.
What'd you say? Let's
I'm
hear
just-
it again.
I'm trolling.
Okay, we'll
Wow.
figure out the dynamic.
Wow, that was good. Sassy Freddy. That's right.
Every time you come out with sass, I'm just gonna go. Meow.
Oh, I'll get that on the board. Can
Yeah,
we
get a
isolate
cat
that
sound
real
effect.
quick?
That's your job from now
Oh,
on. man.
fuck. dude.
I'm not
This
doing
is
it.
Creating more work.
I'm
for
on my
myself.
way out.
But yeah, this is not going to be Mikey's last time on the show. We'll do a couple more shows with Mikey. So just to kind of hold your hand through this transition, guys.
Yeah, we just wanted to give you some assistance because we're like, we know this is going to be harder for you than it is for us. Even though it should be harder for us.
It
'cause
should be.
Our whole studio going to be in shambles.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or upgraded. Who knows?
I'm definitely going to tape a lot of these wires to the ground.
I would love
He's already
that.
looking
'Cause
around.
God
Yeah.
damn it, do
Look
I
at
trip.
this.
Yeah.
Do I
I'm
trip
not
all over the
criticizing.
place?
I'm just saying.
No, you can
I'm going
criticize.
to break things if I don't tape them down.
Yeah.
That's fine. Well, we used to share a studio with Ryan and Danny.
Yeah.
They're not.
And it was a real treat.
No, it wasn't. That was sarcastic.
And so did you go into their studio and tape a bunch of things?
I never saw their first. I've only been to the one that's also in this building.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, because if you had went to the original one, you would have seen what a mess it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is clean in comparison.
Yeah. And
was like living with a
theirs was
bear.
pretty.
Do you
they
guys
found a lot of
remember-
stuff in theirs?
Do you guys remember when we went in there and they had left a bunch of meat in the kitchen?
Yes.
And it stunk.
Yes. It smelled like rotting, uncooked meat.
They had a meat
because that's what was
sponsor.
What a
happening.
bunch of animals.
They had a meat sponsor and they put the meat in the freezer, but then the fridge used to make noise. So during
they
recordings,
unplug
they would
it, yeah.
unplug it. And then
they
of course,
forgot to
of course,
re-plug it in.
They didn't remember to plug it back
Yeah.
in.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what my apartment is going to smell like when I get home.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Well, you have a roommate who couldn't throw out
Shots
the
fired.
meat.
We'll see if he does.
Men, man.
Crazy.
Can't tame them.
All right. If you want to email us, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. If you need any support during this transition, you can also send an email to sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com.
Same address.
This subject line says, help. My man is taking dick pics and I'm not on the receiving end.
R&R.
Whoa.
R.
Well, I mean, they're just like I have a lot of nudes that are just for me.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Well, hold on though. Women do that. Men do not.
Oh.
Men do
maybe
not
this
just
man
say
does.
like my dick's looking great today. Let me snap a picture.
Why not? Eric, have you ever taken a picture of your dick just because it was looking great? And
Just
also,
'cause
sorry,
it was-
can
just 'cause it was
I have to
looking
ask you
great?
consent for the duration of your time here. We're going to ask you
about
really
your dick.
probing questions.
Yeah, I
you
figured
can
that
pass
by
on
the
them,
sign.
Yeah, you could just say no, thank you.
but it's
Just for
we are
me?
going to think less of you, and kind of maybe want to fire you.
Yeah, I mean,
Accurate.
just for me. No, I've never done it just for me.
Really?
There you go.
No, I feel why I can see it whenever I want.
How about like a selfie of you like nude if you were like doing a bunch of sit-ups and your abs were looking good?
No.
Really?
He's a model,
Why?
though. He was a model.
No.
Oh yeah,
don't do that.
He was a model. So he's
a model,
You have a
guys.
different relationship with your looks than other people, I think, because it's
Yeah.
like part of your job. So you're not looking at it as like score. You're
Oh,
looking
he's
at
like
it as,
this old thing.
Yeah.
I just
Sorry, I'm not walking in Burberry anymore.
All right, this subject line says, help, my man is taking dick pics and I'm not on the receiving end. You guys all rock. Longtime listener and Luminary subscriber. Thank you for all the laughs. I genuinely get excited for my Friday morning drive to work, and even better when I see there's a bonus episode.
Oh my God, thank you.
To give you a brief history, my lover, Juan, in quotes, and I have been together for over 13 years. We have two beautiful girls, 8 and 10, and more recently, we've been making date night a higher priority now that our kids are a little more independent and finding a babysitter isn't such an ordeal.
Nice.
After dinner and drinks, we've been coming home and having great sex.
Yay.
During one of these encounters, I gave him a very lengthy blowjob.
Don't you hate that when it takes so long?
Which I'd like to point out aren't my favorite. And I normally only give those treats out in 2-minute intervals.
I get it.
But how does the guy ever come if you're doing 2-minute how long are you stopping? Anyway.
Well, hopefully she's doing other stuff in between the intervals.
Oh, I guess. At one point while going down on him, he's laying on his back. I'm straddling his chest, giving him the access to continuously play with me.
Cute.
I noticed a flash from behind me.
Uh-oh.
I didn't think too much into it because I was drunk and the TV was on. After we switched positions, I'm now on my back with Guan going down on me. My eyes are closed, but I can definitely make out a flash. I start to sit up to say something, but I'm immediately met with pillow to the face. The alpha male role in that moment was kind of hot, so I made the decision to have a great orgasm and save the conversation about consent for another time. It's always good to shelf that. The next morning,
Details. We'll get to that tomorrow.
we got to get you a notepad, so you got to write these things down.
I've
Shelf consent. We'll send them into
and
the
then
next
put a
generation.
circle with an X through that.
The next morning, I go through his phone's pictures and couldn't find them. I went through his recently deleted photos and could not find them
damn.
there either.
Private. The private ones. Hidden.
I don't even know where those are. I don't have them. When he wakes a short while later, I throw his phone at him and demand him to delete whatever photos were taken because I can't find them. With a smile on his face, he blamed the alcohol for his newfound interest in directing and said he deleted the pictures and video he took and said it wouldn't happen again. We both laughed it off, but I couldn't get past the fact that I wasn't able to locate the pictures. It was always in the back of my mind. So
because he deleted them and then he had to delete them from his trash if he has an iPhone.
I didn't even know that there was a fucking trash to delete on my iPhone.
Come on. Yeah. It deletes after 30 days automatically. So you could see some of the,
Eric, did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
Do you have photos in your hidden?
Well, I didn't even know there was a hidden.
Oh God, you guys are amateurs.
Yeah.
Eric,
how are we gonna? How come if you don't know something about the iPhone that one of us ladies knows? How are we gonna?
I'm in a higher end.
How are we gonna trust you? Wow. How can we trust you if you don't have hidden photos of your ex-girlfriends in your iPhone?
Well, how can we trust him if one of us knows something technologically that he doesn't? That's the whole point.
Maybe that's an old person thing. Hidden.
Not
photos.
a great first impression.
Yeah, I mean, the nudes kind of went out the door with I had the first girlfriend that I had.
Oh, I thought you meant nudes went out the door as a concept, like for Gen Z, and my heart almost sank.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say, what
Get
are we
those
supposed
young bodies
to be
on film. Come on.
sending people now? So,
Notes.
Yeah, so, like
No,
I send a nude to a 25-year-old, and he's like, "Oh, grandma, grandma with
Nana,
the nudes.
stop.
I only like clothes pictures."
We just hop on ChatGPT and it's like generate an image of me.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
me too.
that. So a couple weeks go by and I look through his pictures to see if any nudes of myself appear while I'm snooping. I come across a dick pic of himself. My immediate reaction was to smother him with a pillow because I didn't receive
Guys
this
love
picture.
smothering each other with pillows.
Yeah, and who the fuck did? The next
question.
day, when I asked him about it, he laughed and said he took it because he needed to get a closer look at an ingrown hair. Okay, I actually believe that.
I actually believe that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was his cock hard? That's the difference in tone. Was his dick hard or was it soft? Because if he was looking
Juan, his dick's always hard.
Oh.
Juan?
Yeah.
That guy's a stud, I bet.
Yeah. Okay. I let that slide and expressed my feelings on the subject and said, if I see another dick pic on your phone that I don't receive myself, quote, I will punch you in the face.
Cute.
Sounds healthy. This obviously was an empty threat, but I
Right.
wanted to add to the dramatic flair to emphasize my anger. I like that she's just excused
I'm gonna
herself.
beat you to a pulp.
She completely excused herself. Can you imagine if we got an email from a guy, like a girl that was like, yeah, my boyfriend said I'm gonna punch you in the face if I find another nude. Oh, okay. Normal. Now here we are weeks later and the dumb bitch came out of me and I went through his pictures again. And what do I find? A picture of his hard dick next to a remote control.
Comparing sizes.
Yeah, but for who?
Not for you, girl.
I mean, unless he has I know guys do kind of do homoerotic stuff like this. I know men who exchange in a group text porn stuff. And it feels very weird.
Ooh.
Well, I
Yeah, I
can't
haven't
name
heard
them.
of that either.
I can't name them. It feels weird though. Not their own porn, girl porn.
Yeah.
Right. I would say if you both, I guess if you're into something very specific and your friend is also into that, I'd be like, bro, I got this video of this girl with a butterfly in her nose while she's jerking off or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it feels weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So his dick next to a remote control. I'm so confused, convinced there's another chick he's sending these to. But when I think about it, he really doesn't have the time or money to cheat.
Girl, you don't need money to cheat.
Damn.
You don't need money to cheat, but that's a sick ass burn.
He's home every night, works 6 days a week, and we even moved in with my in-laws to save for our dream home.
Okay.
My next thought is he's uploading images to some kind of app for God knows what kind of gain.
Swiping.
When confronting him, I even asked him if it was some kind of OnlyFans thing. Keep in mind, I'm not very tech savvy. I don't have social media except the Instagram account I created to follow my favorite podcast.
Oh, thanks, girl.
Thank you.
Love you.
We're just assuming it's us.
Yeah.
Right? It could be
It's
something.
Call Her Daddy.
Yeah. Fuck. It's Alex Cooper.
No.
He denied, but I insisted by saying, you need a photographer? I'll only take a small cut.
I like how flirty you are with this.
Yeah.
I like how you're really pissed. You're like, I'm going to punch you in the face, haha, but you're also cute about it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Trying to take the weight off the uncomfortable topic just to get some answers. He warmed up and started to admit the photos were taken for an ego boost and not intended for anyone.
An ego boost for just yourself? How do you get an ego boost for just yourself? Don't you have to have the reaction of somebody else to get that ego boost?
Well, Eric just pointed at me during this, like, like knowingly.
Like you would get that?
So you believe this guy?
No, I guess it could be like out of an insecurity kind of thing, because like there's a lot of dudes who do have insecurities about size. So it's just like.
But they've been together. They have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old child. Like,
right,
I just think he
But
doesn't
he
feel.
needs the thrill.
I think he maybe feels sexually invisible to other women, and he needs to do something about it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like the Patrice salmon joke. You know what I'm talking about? Or maybe I shouldn't. Is that
you can
is that heresy over here?
No, tell us the
Patrice O'Neill, the comedian. Yeah.
Okay.
We can do any comedians. We share all comedian things. We're comedians first, women second.
True.
Tell us the joke though. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I'm gonna
and do the
butcher
voice,
it. I'm
please.
gonna butcher it. I can do the voice. No.
The
First
basics,
episode canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
The joke is that he basically says that when men get involved with women, they have to remind themselves that they're still like fishermen.
Right.
Because women will say, like, once you get.
Having women work with men is like having a grizzly bear work with salmon dripped in honey.
Oh, there's that too. But
Yeah.
I remember that bit. I
Later
fucking
in
love
the
Patrice.
joke, it's pretty much like the fisherman thing where it's like. Is he going to lose like kind of like the chemistry that he had initially in the relationship with the woman if he is no longer like not available but like attractive to other women because then, you know what I mean?
Well,
Because then it's
Michael
like,
has said something that has chilled me to the bone still on this podcast. He said it not that long ago that is the last thing a guy wants to fuck is his girlfriend.
You're right, yes,
And I'm really still upset about that.
Put it on merch.
Happy Valentine's Day.
If you have any doubts, they should be confirmed that men are not once you are with a woman, it's like it's homework.
I don't think Eric feels that way.
no, I don't.
Fucking them is homework?
Yeah, it's like something you have to do.
I'm going to ask my boyfriend if he feels that way about me tonight, and if he does, I'm
Krystyna,
He's never gonna tell you
I'm gonna
yes.
actually ask you as a friend not to because that's gonna make anything worse.
Yeah.
What?
I think that's a very bad idea.
Asking if fucking me is a chore?
I think that's one of your worst ideas.
Well, then how do I find out?
Not by asking directly like a
Krystyna, there's nothing to find out. I'm confirming.
All right, I'm single now. I hate that. I'm
sorry.
That makes me never want to be in a relationship ever again.
Finally, I got through to the woman. No, so on YouTube, like some of the guys in the comments were going after Mike for that comment.
Thank you.
And they said, "I love fucking my girlfriend," and then their girlfriend liked it and said, "Yes, good boy."
Right, exactly. That's why.
You get a treat tonight.
He said, "You're getting lasagna."
Just making sure your girlfriend's watching when you say
Garfield?
it.
Every man is Garfield. Woo! Okay. Now I want lasagna. All right. Now here we are. So what's happening here? There's so much going on in this email. Now we're here. A few weeks later, the dumb bitch and me went through the pictures again. What do I find? A picture of his hard dick. That's the remote control.
The photos were an ego boost. This is where we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
He trying to take the weight off the uncomfortable situation. Okay. He warmed up and started to admit the photos were taken for an ego boost and not intended for anyone. So my questions, do you believe this? Number one.
Yeah, it could be.
Personally, I don't take a lot of photos. And if I do, it's usually of my kids. So I can't relate. Okay. Yeah, I can't relate either. Do some straight guys really take nudes to gain self-assurance? Or is this guy a cheating creep? You've been with him for 13
hope you would know if he's a cheating
years. And lastly, where on an iPhone can my nudes be hidden?
On the hidden album. Girl, in the hidden album. You know what? The hidden album, if you're going to access it on somebody else's phone, you need a password or their face. Just saying.
She says, I feel like I can't go to T-Mobile with this issue. And don't be one of those crazy women who, when your boyfriend's sleeping, holds it up to his fucking face. Don't be that person.
I never thought to do that until now.
Crazy.
That's in
That's
multiple
crazy.
movies. That's in multiple movies and TV shows, guys.
But if you really think something's happening and he's snoring away.
I knew I shouldn't have given this one that info.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying I never thought of that.
Krystyna's
and now
like the sound,
I think
the
of it
TikTok
now.
sound. I'm not going to do it. But if I did it,
I would do
cut
it.
to her. Oh my God. Okay. Wow.
Put melatonin in my boyfriend's tea. I would never.
Oh, I was like, did you?
No.
Is he having problems sleeping?
It's way too stressful to snoop. Like snooping. The other thing about snooping is like I totally get it. It's not good. It's not healthy. But if you snoop, like it is so stressful. Like it's just so much,
especially when you get caught like you.
Yes.
I know.
And if you get caught,
so much stressful.
If you get caught and you're wrong, you should be dumped. You shouldn't get away with snooping. In my opinion.
Well, you weren't wrong. You found some fun stuff.
Jesus Christ. You can't get anything past this guy. No, I wasn't snooping. I happened to be helping him clean stuff out. And then I saw my name in a journal.
And then
I snooped.
And then 8 pages of the journal just kind of came open.
And caught me twice.
That is invasive.
And the first time I said no.
That's
and
my
I
favorite part of the story.
I told him he didn't see that. And then the second time I was like, I was reading your
My favorite part of the story is that you got caught not once but twice in the same sitting. That's so funny. In the same snooping girlfriend.
A lady.
That's so funny.
That is invasive, but that is not as bad as going through somebody's phone. That to me is unforgivable. Even if you're not doing anything funky.
Well, it's disrespectful because I understand, and I've been in situations. Look, I have been in situations where I'm like, this motherfucker ain't gonna tell me. Not with my partner, not with like a long-term partner, but I've been with partners. I'm like, you're not gonna tell me. And I'm like, the only way I would ever find out the thing that I know is true, and I just want to rub it in your face, to be honest, and be like, I know you're wrong, would be to snoop.
Yeah, but she didn't find anything.
No, she didn't find anything.
Right? Did I miss that?
No, she didn't. Well, I mean, she found a picture of his dick and she was like, what is this for? Which is controlling and nosy.
If a woman that I was with came up to me,
but I get
like
it,
when I woke up and threw the phone at me and said,
that's terrible.
Where's the pictures that you took or blah, 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 I'd be fucking out of there.
I mean, you got like Ryder, you've been together for 13 years.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he's cheating, and I hope you are too.
I hope you're both getting
like
pieces on the side.
Just like what? Yeah, like
13 years in, you're both. Well, I'm looking at the picture. You both seem pretty hot
and young looking.
Yeah, hot and young, and so I hope you're getting that dick, girl.
Yeah, I mean,
you're super hot, and he's super hot too.
Nah, I mean, I'm joking when I say I hope you're cheating. Obviously, it's like something to talk about, but
that's what they look like.
I just feel like, like what, like if it's anything
that's
be able to
serious,
talk to your
partner.
You would know. And like, I don't know. So say he did send a dick pic to another woman, but it's not even anything he's acting on sexually. Like, it's not great, but like maybe you need to have a conversation about like where you are at in the relationship.
Yeah.
It's just like,
do you feel like this is mundane? Do you feel like you want to feel wanted by other women? Like let's talk this out and figure out how can we both get all of these things and then still work within the moral boundaries of this relationship that we can
we both agreed on.
Yeah. Because
it's just
possible.
Like, getting an email about a mysterious dick pic in a 13-year relationship, that feels off about it. It just feels like it's not it's not a big enough thing. If you've made it 13 years, I don't see how this dick pic next to a remote control that wasn't sent to you could break the whole thing apart. It doesn't make sense.
Also, I gotta say, assessing the facts here, 13-year relationship, you have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and you're still having like this fun sex. Guys, you don't break up.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You can go the distance. You already have. Next subject line. Am I breaking girl code, or is my friend being a dumb bitch? Or am I being the dumb bitch? We shall see. Hey, ladies, and Mike and Eric. But she didn't know that yet. You already know I love the show. Been a loyal fucker since I was 16, and I'm now 25. You are my daughter. And truly credit you two with raising me. So I hope I'm not disappointing you with this email. Shit happens, girl. It's okay. Backstory has a lot of moving parts, but I have faith that you two can piece them together from this email. So let's go.
Oh, good. I was hoping I would get something that I could piece together.
My best friend, who we will call Anna, used to work with this guy. Let's call him Jack. Ooh, he sounds hot. Jack and I used to go to high school together, so we go back farther than Anna and I do. We all moved to the same city back in...
It was an accident. I'm sorry. My hand hit the microphone.
That was Mike, not Eric, for the record. Let the record show.
We all moved to the same city back in 2019. All of us moving for work.
So dramatic.
I'm sorry. Do you want to pause the show so you could say something?
Everybody just stopped like there was like a gunshot in the room or something.
Because it sounded like
it's funnier.
I honestly thought someone farted.
Yeah. Wouldn't put it past you, Michael. All of us moving
This
for-
is a
I
girl
would,
show.
I
There's
would.
no farting allowed in this studio.
God, if I could rip one on command, I fucking would. Okay, all of us.
If you need to fart, Eric, you have to leave the room.
Yeah, please.
I should have left
Although
a long
farts are
time
very
ago.
funny. We're gonna have oxygen masks on next time. We're gonna come in a hazmat suit. Okay, sorry. Back to your email. We all moved to the same city back in 2019. Okay, so Anna, this guy Jack, got it. All of us moving for work, but myself for a different job. To clarify, we didn't move together. It just kind of all happened within a few months of each other. She caught feelings for Jack, but he never reciprocated those feelings and told her that even though he knew she liked him, he never saw anything long term with her.
Nice.
That's good.
I'd like to get that in a letter.
Yeah. I like you, but you're not cool enough for me to want to date. In 2020, Jack feels great. In 2020, Jack experienced a really bad concussion and had to move back to our home city so he was able to get the care and support he needed through friends and family. Fast forward to New Year's Eve 2023. Anna has a boyfriend who she's been with for a year now and lives with him, which I told her was a bad idea, but whatever, she's an adult and can make her own decisions. That's correct. Being cut off from the world for a few years, Jack is now recovering and even better and is a little flirtatious in nature. Oh, I know where this is going. In nature, in and of himself.
It's always good when a guy gets concussed and then wants to fuck you. That would make me feel good.
That means he really wants to do it.
Yeah, girl, it's probably not something you thought about until Corinne just said that right now, huh? Yeah, giving you the truth. So Anna takes this opportunity to send him nudes. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Anna takes this opportunity to send him nudes because her boyfriend was being shitty. Oh, that's mature. And that's something I would do. She planned on breaking up with him anyway. Imagine my surprise when a week later, she decided she was going to try and make it work again. Jack is now talking with me, and I truly do like talking to him. However, since I know my friend liked him so much, I set a no nudes, no hardcore flirting, and only innocent conversation boundary with him. That's going to make you want to fuck him more, girl. As I know how much my friend liked him before.
Also, does he know that? Does he know that he's wasting his time on friendship?
Men don't like that.
I hate that.
I feel as though
I sure do.
This is toxic masculinity, guys.
I'm on my way out. Come on, I'm having fun.
Now that my
Wow,
the
colors
real
are
Mike
happening.
is revealed.
Jesus, Mike is an
He
asshole,
put in
you
his pink
guys.
slip and that was,
Damn.
was coming in late.
Eric, do you have any friends who are girls?
Yeah. I got friends that are
Are they
girls.
hot?
Have you ever fucked
I've
them
had-
or thought about fucking them?
Be honest.
Thought about fucking them? Yeah, it just comes
Okay,
in,
thank
in
you.
out
It
of your
just
mind.
comes-
It just
It comes
comes-
in
it
out
just
of your
Comes with the
mind,
territory.
but-
And at your dick.
It just comes in my mind.
This is-
I can't. He put his,
You're very
he put his
sweet.
hands up like he was under arrest.
Well, naturally, yes.
Okay, but like, do you actually like value them as friends and like think of them more as more than a vessel to
Yeah, I would
dispose
say
of your
it's-
burdens?
There's never any like intention on like acting on it. It's more just intrusive thought kind of thing.
Intrusive.
So you're basically suffering.
There you
Mike
go.
thinks
That's my
this is
Gen Z
hilarious.
terminology for you.
Eric's basically
Wow, Mike, I've
suffering.
never heard Mike laugh this hard on the podcast
I
ever.
just think it's so funny to describe it as an intrusive
Yeah.
thought.
Well, it does seem to be intrusive.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
the way suicidal people think about killing themselves is an intrusive thought. You can't stop it.
I think we're workshopping a bit here. Eric
Yeah,
takes
me
this
too.
to the
Yeah,
stage.
and he doesn't
Yeah.
do stand up, so you can take it.
okay,
yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Can I continue?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I feel as though he not only needs a friend after being stuck away from the world for 2 years, but he also needs to be reintegrated back into society. Jack tells me he has really enjoyed talking to me and wants to explore where this could go. I tell him I'm open to it as long as it doesn't hurt Anna in the long run, as I do value our friendship and wouldn't want to hurt her.
It's 100% gonna hurt her.
Yeah, and you don't give a shit. You're just trying to because you know you should. That's my assessment. Anna came over for dinner a few nights ago, and I kind of touched upon what Jack was thinking, and she tells me she would be hurt if anything happened between us.
Well,
She cannot call dibs.
look at there.
She can't call dibs on Jack.
I mean, the thing is, like, she kind of already did years ago, but then he said, "I'm not interested."
Then years went by.
It's not nice, especially because Anna, because the writer said she was like not interested in this guy.
Right.
It just seems like a lot of
Shit
unnecessary
changes.
drama to me.
Yeah. So I tell her I understand. And that's why I set that boundary in the first place with Jack. Jack sends Anna a message unknowingly that her and I had already had a conversation, essentially asking for permission to explore things with me. Oh, interesting timing. And she responds with a, "Don't ever talk to me again." Screenshots of said conversation will be attached, as well as a few others, of course. Jesus Christ, Anna. I'm curious to know more about Anna because, like, what's really behind this reaction? There's something a little bit bigger.
I'm guessing Anna's ugly. I mean, what behind?
I guess, but like if like usually people like have friends that are like this kind of a similar amount of hot as they are, not like too far off for the most part. Right? Maybe not.
I have a spectrum.
Right, yeah. Anna now expects me to never talk to him again. That's unfair. And despite the fact that she's in a relationship, that's the other thing. Bitch, you have a man. Yeah. But I get the fact that like she liked this guy, Jack. Jack didn't reject her. He just wasn't interested in her. And so maybe the writer going out with Jack is like a poke, but I'm like, that's just, then you're leading your life based off of your insecurities.
Which is like, it just seems like, where do you live? Are these the only two men in town?
True.
That's like my,
that's a very true
that's
point.
Like my response to every email that is of this nature. I go, where do you live that there's this kind of a man shortage?
Totally. There is always a sense of urgency that begs the question of, are there other men in the area? And the answer is always yes.
I was literally,
you just gotta look.
Basically on a date with two men at the same time.
I know, I saw it. It was awesome. I was so excited. I just texted her.
Not a shortage. So excited.
Yeah, there's not.
And there were two people I was very interested in.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was so happy for you. Anna now expects me to never talk to him again, despite the fact that she's in a relationship, and Jack told her he didn't want anything long-term with her years ago. He told her he'd fuck her. Oh, wow. Shut up, Jack. Just keep that to yourself. Obviously, he's a guy, and she's got big tits.
Cool.
Not a good face, maybe. I don't know.
Cool.
But that's not at all what she wants from him. I really don't like the way Anna has been speaking to either of us. I don't either. Coming out of this situation, it's probably her insecurities talking, to be honest. People can tend to be a little nasty when they're speaking from their insecurities. That was me. Okay, back to the email. However, I know it's coming from a place of hurt. Yes. Doesn't mean it doesn't irritate me a little bit. Am I right to think Anna is being unreasonable with her request to cut off for me to cut off all contact with Jack? Yes. Or should I actually do it to preserve the feelings of my best friend?
See, this is the thing. She considers Anna to be her best friend.
A best friend wouldn't fucking do that.
But
right?
you also wouldn't like go out of your way to fuck a guy you weren't interested in, who is the only guy your best friend has had a crush on.
That's true. That's true. It's a two-way street, baby.
Everyone in this email sucks.
Yeah.
That's so often. Right? I hate everyone in the email.
What does one do in this situation? I mean, she's not wrong since no grown man wants to be your friend. However, conversations between us has been very not sexual.
But it's like, it's obviously going there. So it's like, you're like, you don't even seem that interested, but you're like, but why can't
the fact that you can't, here's what's happened. I'm going to pull the curtain of magic out of the way real quick. You want to fuck him more because you can't fuck him.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
We got another point from Eric.
Yeah. Affair. When you are having an affair or there is cheating involved on any of the two people's ends of the sex is always hotter. I don't make the rules. I just understand them. And that's just the nature of the game. So that's probably why there's a bigger sense of urgency, or like kind of like you want to have sex with him way more because you shouldn't. And that makes you want to fuck him more. That's just a tale's oldest time. She has a boyfriend and we live in different cities. So I'm really failing to see why I shouldn't be able to at least talk to the guy.
Because you're not just talking to him about a friendship. You're talking to him with both of you thinking that it could turn into something bigger. And again, like
it's already been established. You can't undo that.
Out of your way to fuck a guy that you weren't even interested in, that is like has had this overwhelming effect on your best friend. Like, I just don't see the point. What is the point?
Anna, to myself.
When you're an adult and to prove yourself innocent, you need to send a series of screenshots of text messages. You did something very wrong, and that's rules to live by.
Okay, so
this is crazy.
So this is Anna. This is a screenshot of what Anna said to you. Anna says, "What are your thoughts about this? What do you want to do?" The writer says, "I like talking to him, but I'm also not willing to ruin our friendship over a boy." And then
you
Anna,
are though.
Yeah, because he kind of did. Anna says, "Yeah, and he's not boyfriend worthy, so that's because he doesn't like her. So it's not like I'm stopping love." But I also, that's interesting. Yeah. So Anna's assuming that like nothing's going to come of it anyway.
Yeah.
But I also want to tell you to stop. Don't want to tell you to stop because that feels wrong. I just feel like there's too much history, even if it was delusion history. And she goes, and that's okay. Thanks. Did he say anything? He sent me a screenshot of what you sent. Okay, got it.
Okay, so
and then this is
so
Jack.
At least Anna acknowledges that the relationship between her and Jack never really existed, and she was delusional. I do like that.
That's good. That
good.
makes me believe in Anna more.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay. And then when Jack was texting Anna, he said, "I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to." Ooh. Mike hurt his back.
Did you hear that on the microphone?
I heard you go, ooh. I wouldn't have heard anything had you not gone, ooh.
Now, Eric, I know you had some back issues last time I saw you. How's your back?
Oh, you got a bad back? You're young.
No, that gives me some leeway.
Yeah, you can farting is nothing.
Oh man, something cracked in my back and I'd hurt.
I'm sorry. Happens to me all the time. I was on a plane yesterday and I was curled up on two seats like a dog at the foot of a bed.
Isn't this what the listeners want? Old man talk?
Yeah.
We're definitely cooking that.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
Crying.
Everyone shut the fuck up so I continue reading the screenshot of this text message from Jack to Anna.
Do you want to get
Let's
couples
go back to the important part.
I'm actually crying.
Yeah, we can go pick up our AARP cards.
We're bonding before this thing, before I get out of here.
On air,
This is like me and Krystyna came home from the club with two guys to fuck, and then they like each other better than us.
And we fall asleep and they do drugs together off each other's cocks. Okay, but this is the text that Jack sent to Anna. This was interesting because he liked the writer. I hope you are doing well. I just wanted to be open and honest with you about something. I hope you can understand. I genuinely like the writer of this email, and I have for a while now. Oh, because it was so my turn into love. I would like to get to know her.
He likes her. She doesn't like him. She just likes that he likes her. Which,
you don't think?
Which believe me, there's been some cold Januaries where I go, oh, here's some guy.
I would like to get to know her and potentially be intimate with her too. Oh, with this being said, I just wanted to make sure that everything would be still cool between you and this girl and between you and I, because I care for you and your friendship with her and our friendship with each other. And then that was a really nice thing to say. And then the girl, Anna, says, we're done being friends. Don't contact me. Like, oh God.
This is all dramatic.
Anna's got a chip on her shoulder.
So,
and whoa, huge titties.
She does have huge tits.
Knockers.
Eric leaned in immediately.
That's some big titties.
Yeah.
Anna's got some big titties.
Yeah,
titties aren't everything though.
You're both really attractive. But like the thing is, it seems like Jack is a sweet boy.
And I do like that message that he sent.
But it seems like the writer is kind of like a bad girl and Anna's more like a good girl. And I feel like the writer's going to destroy Jack. This is not going to work out. I can tell by the pictures.
Oh, okay.
He's a sweet boy.
Yeah,
and even from the letter, he's a sweet boy.
Yeah.
And she just likes the writer. I feel like you just like how much Jack likes you. But think like, is that enough to throw away your entire, I'm not even saying like Anna is being unreasonable. Yeah. But like, is it enough to ruin the entire friendship? Because you just didn't have any feelings for Jack beforehand.
Right. It's a big part.
You
it's
knew
a big
him.
Part.
You had ample opportunity to develop a crush on him. Like, you know, he was in your space already. Like, I just don't see like why you have to go out of your way to explore something. And even if your friend is being unreasonable,
what is the part? What is this thing that happens when you don't think? And this happened. This is a human thing. It's not a man thing. It's not a woman. Well, maybe it's a woman thing.
This happens to you a lot more. This doesn't happen to me. I know what you're about to talk about.
Like when you're like, oh, they're okay. And then someone's like, no, they're really hot. And you're like, oh, maybe they're really hot.
I don't have that. You have that very badly, actually. And I don't really have that.
Because I often don't look into people and I always brush people off. And then somebody saying they're hot reminds me to like take a second and go, actually look at them. I was just giving them a flyby opinion.
The most similar thing I had to that was girls in high school, like popular girls. I assumed that they must be popular because they were hot. And so I convinced myself that really unattractive women were hot. But this was in high school. Because I guess my eyes just don't work. because I was like, this woman actually looks like a monster to me, but I guess she's hot. Like that's like the real thought that I had.
Yeah.
And then I remember asking even like Paula, like I remember being like, was this person hot? And she goes, no, Corinne. And I go, oh, but then why were they popular? She goes, I don't know.
They're bitch.
And I was like, they were like really unattractive. She goes, yeah.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of unattractive popular kids in my school, but there are also a lot of attractive popular. So, yeah, you don't know. It's not the looks.
I thought that's
Obviously, if you're stunning, you're going to be popular.
Seemingly the branding. But not necessarily. Like Paula's really pretty and
she's gorgeous.
She wasn't popular. She wasn't unpopular.
Right. I guess I'm more thinking of the girls in my high school that were like really gorgeous and leaned in. You know, was she like an undercover hot? Like she is physically very gorgeous.
Yeah, no, she always has dressed.
But did she kind of like dress
pretty
down?
modest?
Yeah.
Not down, but modestly.
Yeah.
She's a classy broad.
But anyway, writer. Did we give her advice? Am I being unreasonable? Okay. Am I right to think Anna is being unreasonable with her request for me to cut off all contact with Jack, or should I really do it to preserve the? Yes, it is an unreasonable request, as Corinne mentioned. Yes, but I think the dust will settle. And I don't know. What are you getting out of this friendship with Jack that's so valuable?
Exactly. It's obviously trying to lead to something.
It sounds like your friendship with Anna is much more valuable to you. So.
And Jack has also made his intentions clear. He's not trying to be friends. He has a crush on you.
Yeah, right. So you're going to do what Jack did to Anna, and you're going to say, no.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Because the thing is like, yeah, the main thing here is like, you didn't seem interested. And it seems like you're now in a pursuit to make yourself interested in a guy who's interested in you. And the thing that you're willing to sacrifice is your best friend? That seems crazy. This guy's not even close to hot enough to sacrifice a best friend.
Absolutely not.
I don't think anyone's hot enough to sacrifice a best friend. But
No.
I mean, I kind of don't even understand why you even needed to write the email.
She needed to deal with herself.
Yeah, I just don't even get what's going on here.
How long have we? Because he gave me the rap song.
Hour 10.
Hour 10.
Okay.
You want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I contribute something?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Honestly,
We got a talker.
Okay.
We got a talker, ladies.
Yes, of course you can
honestly,
contribute something.
I think this is like the healthiest thing. But honestly, if all of these people just spent 2 weeks in social groups that are not this one, none of this would be a problem.
Yeah.
Totally. I agree. I
If
think
they
it's
just
great.
all
But
went
yes.
in a different direction and then they came back and they could just go back to
They're tunnel
being
visioned
friends.
right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you're too around,
You're too in it. You're too up your own asshole to see the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I mean when I said before, like, are these the only, are there only like 2 guys in the town, right?
Exactly.
Because like, I feel like sometimes, perhaps, especially because from being comedians, like, do we just have access? I think we might just have access to a lot more people than the average person, especially our age. I think your age, 25 compared to like, I'm 38, Krystyna's 35.
I'm about to be 36 in a month.
Like, I feel like there's just a lot more access in comedy to more people.
I guess
and especially in your 20s to more people.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to go and be like, oh, I work with this person.
I agree with
enjoy
you.
talking to them.
Totally.
Let's go hang out after work or let's go do a thing on the weekend. And just doing a couple things like that,
Wow.
it's going to take the importance out of this whole situation away from them.
That was very good advice.
I like that.
That was good
I think
advice,
that
Eric.
actually has been the best thing I've ever done for a woman right there. That advice.
It's only up from here, Eric. Congratulations. All right. This one says, is my ego preventing me from finding a guy? Hi, Corinne and Krystyna and Mike and Eric. I am a 22-year-old listener from the East Coast and a huge fan of everything that you do. I found your podcast when I was 16, 2 in a row.
Our other daughter.
And it was the most effective thing that helped me through my parents' divorce, an emotionally unstable mother, and navigating relationships and womanhood throughout college. Your show is my comfort. And as an aspiring artist, you both you are an artist.
Yeah, you are.
You don't have to aspire to be an artist. You have to aspire to be a successful artist.
That's very true.
Or a lucrative artist.
Yes.
But, you're already an artist. You both continue to impress me with all of your endeavors. I will never be able to express how grateful I am for your impact, except to say thank you.
See, Eric, we make an impact.
Just listen a little bit. We didn't, and that's definitely a real email that we didn't write to
we didn't pay her to say
ourselves.
that.
So thank you. I am ready to ask your opinion
Why is your notes at?
I am writing to ask your opinion on how I can alter the way that I approach dating before graduating college in the spring and falling headfirst into real life at the risk of sounding like the most 22-year-old dumb bitch in the world.
22. This is supposed to be that time, girl. It's okay.
I fear that one of my problems is that I am not a dumb bitch for my age.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, you can tell me. I am accrediting this to you both in addition to my tumultuous childhood that caused me to mature faster than other kids. Maybe a 5-year-old who feels like a woman, you could say.
Sounds like a gal I want to know. Sounds like a gal I want to know.
My parents were constantly fighting and never showed affection toward one another, and it impacted my psyche in ways that I did not realize. For years, I was addicted to dissecting my trauma before realizing that most families are fucked up and I am not special.
Hey, you came to that by the time you were 22. You are ahead of the game, my friend. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Although I am happy to be an informed person, in a lot of ways, I feel like it prevented me from going through the typical teenage heartbreaks, falling for guys in college, and is the reason that I have never had a boyfriend. I have listened to so many horror stories from friends and good advice from podcasters that I have developed a kind of zero tolerance for bullshit men.
Good.
Oh, yeah, then you're gonna have slim pickings, my friend.
But good.
As Mike's maniacal laugh sounds in the back.
Fuck.
I do get a fair amount of male attention, so I tell myself that my standards are just too high and the men around me are idiots. But in my opinion, I am friends with some of the coolest, smartest, and hottest girls I know, and they seem to find guys to be in relationships with just fine.
Okay.
Granted, many of their boyfriends are idiots. Yeah, I mean, you've heard us talk a million times on the show about how it's pretty much always fun to meet a guy's girlfriend, and it's almost never fun to meet a girl's boyfriend. Sorry, Eric.
Although you were an exception, right? I would say, to meet a friend's boyfriend.
That's why I had to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why she had all these rave reviews, because I think it's a first.
Yeah.
She lost her meeting a girl's boyfriend, and it was cool virginity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And being like, wow, I can see why you would put yourself through this.
Yeah. I mean, the more I come on here, the more you're going to be like, yeah, maybe I rescind that comment.
No.
We'll see.
Well, that's podcast you, Eric. You know, I know the real. I know want to touch buttons on the Star Trek ship.
Yeah, exactly.
So sweet.
I like to get behind the control panel.
I get it. I love buttons.
What if we get him a little helmet? Oh, like a little. What character do you want to be? Like Darth Vader, or who do you want to be?
Can we just
R2?
get myself? We get like the Apple augmented reality.
Oh,
thing,
yeah, I got one of those.
So I can just go like this and to switch the
Right.
cables. I'm just sitting in the corner, just
So you could hear us, but you don't got to look at us.
I've got a helmet
Excellent.
on. I'm just doing
Excellent
this.
strategy.
Yeah. Well, I've got the headphones on. I'm only in the podcast now.
I like this.
Perfect. Beep boop bop beep boop.
I put in years of work to become confident in my personality, and it feels like most men just want me to be boring and insecure so that I can fit into their version of a malleable woman. Wow.
You've listened to us.
Wow, she really has been hearing us.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad. You're like 22 going on 47 with your, but you're not wrong. So
you're gonna miss out on so much mediocre dick. Damn.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
that mediocre dick is kind of fun.
Yeah.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh well. Have you ever thought about developing a drinking problem?
Or drugs.
Okay, I can't stand it with the, oh, you're just a strong woman of feminist jokes when I state my opinion on things or hold my ground as a fucking human being.
That would drive me nuts.
Yeah. I am not going around being annoying and screaming, I hate all men. That's my job. Trust me.
Corinne has her Batmobile.
Thank
she
you.
shouts it from the rooftop.
Don't push mommy out of a job. Trust me, I went through that phase in high school, but it feels like once they realize that you have things to say, the typical guy finds you unfuckable, and the egotistical, well, you can't talk with a dick in your mouth, honey. And the egotistical,
you can't understand
just
that.
sounds weird. And the egotistical ones want to rope you in so that they can try to break you down. Still,
We've trained her well.
I know. I go, oh, these are some hard truths. Still, I have never been head over heels for a guy. I have thought a lot about whether or not I am into girls, and unfortunately, I think that the answer is no.
Yeah.
And when
that's totally what I did. I'm like, all these guys suck. Maybe I'm gay, and I tried so hard to be gay, and I just wasn't.
Yeah, and
I was so bummed.
And when I do start seeing someone my age, I am so flaky and back and forth that I end up hurting their feelings. The thought of committing to the wrong guy and settling makes me feel like I am suffocating, but I do think that I actually want a boyfriend.
Okay.
I recently talked with Krystyna on her Patreon.
Oh, I think I know.
About my short-lived situationship with a grad student who I kicked out of my house for telling me that my shirt was too tight after I told him about my past eating disorders. Right. And he had already made numerous comments about my body and eating, if she remembers that for context.
Yes, I do.
He was sort of my first introduction into actually enjoying sex. I had been with other guys before, but they all felt like out-of-body experiences, just waiting for the guy to finish. So I kept it going for a few months. He was Russian and confirmed your guys' sentiment on the podcast before that some foreign men have a different idea of a woman's role in a relationship. I was like, I don't want this to sound xenophobic, but like, it's just also like
culture matters. There's cultures in relationships, like your own relationship has its own culture that is affected by the culture at large that you have grown up in. Well, that's just them's the rules.
And you also see when you see like trolls, especially commenting online, there is a lot of talk about quote American women. That's very common.
Yes, there is, and which I find
nodding.
fascinating.
He's been on those trolling websites.
I thought you were about to walk down that Andrew Tate road.
No, we don't.
Andrew, come in.
Yeah. And here we have a special guest for you. But yeah, I feel like I battle between my pride and my insecurity, and both are preventing me from finding someone that I am really into. My pride/ego does not want me to be seen with a guy unless I am dating him.
Okay.
Well, what do you do?
You just got to break through that.
Your pride is, unless you're dating him. I mean, anywhere you got to go like a restaurant.
Yeah. Were you Mike Pence?
Yeah. You're not a celebrity. Like what? It makes no sense.
Yeah, but like Mike Pence won't like be seen with a woman alone.
Well, but because he's married to somebody.
Right.
But like this makes no sense unless like the only reason this would make sense is if you're a celebrity where you don't want the paparazzi talking about you guys.
You're a young woman in the world, of course. Yeah. And also like what other people think doesn't really matter.
They're strangers. You're going to go to a restaurant and see strangers. I go to a big school and it's not like people care what I do, but there is something about people seeing and associating me with a man. So just stay away from campus that I have not fully vetted out yet. That bothers me.
I wonder why I would ask you if we were in my Patreon therapy Zoom, why does that bother you? Just curious why that bothers you. So something for you to think about.
That makes a little more sense, like an on-campus thing. But it's like there's a million places to go that aren't like just remove yourself like 3 blocks from the campus. You know,
I guess. But just like the older you get, the more you realize people aren't going to stop having opinions on you, and it's like, oh, you just have to not care.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just the fact that I entertain guys that I do not actually think are the shit because I get tired of being single, and then I'm faced with that reality when I'm out in public with them.
Oh, yeah, maybe that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's not fun to walk around to comedy clubs with a clunker, you know?
No.
Okay? We've all done it. It's fine. I have been accused by...
I was like, have I done that? Yeah. Remember that heart doctor that did coke? No, he asked me for Adderall. I'm like, you are a heart doctor.
I didn't think he was not visually a clunker, though.
No, but vocally.
Yeah.
Like when the thoughts that happened in his head that came out of his mouth.
He also kind of dressed like he was like in an old-timey movie.
I know, and it bothered me because he was so physically attractive, but the talking was...
Yeah, I was like, are you an extra for Singing in the Rain? It looked weird.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. I was like, I appreciated that he was trying to go for a look. I just go, but it wasn't that one.
It wasn't a good look.
He should have kept looking.
Yeah,
you know?
He had a hot face.
I have been accused by my girlfriends of dating down.
That's how being a woman.
That's being a heterosexual woman.
That's being a straight woman in the world.
Again, sorry, Eric.
No offense.
I don't care.
And that's a real man.
Yeah.
He's unfazed.
Yeah.
I have been accused by my girlfriends of dating down with the flings that I have had. Well, that's not dating. That's flinging. You're supposed to fling down. You
fling down always, usually.
You fling down because you don't want to have to like have any be nice to them.
Deal with any of the bullshit.
No, you should always be nice to your flings. You should always be nice to your flings.
Yes, you should.
When I am alone, I even go so far as to not make eye contact with the men at the bar I actually do find attractive because I feel like I'm giving my power away for them to know that I am interested.
You're thinking about this a little too much.
All right, this is getting psychotic.
Yeah.
You
got that head on your shoulders.
Sometimes I don't look at men that I'm interested in because I'm scared because
I do. I look right at them.
Well, sometimes.
I'm just like...
But this also happened to me this weekend. Like I wanted to like just say that a guy was hot, but I didn't actually want him to like necessarily like have a full conversation with him. And then
you wanted to observe him from afar. And then someone went and told.
He came right over. Yeah. He came right over.
You're like, oh, okay.
To the point where I almost had to say, so-and-so said, I thought you were hot. Like, because I was like, I have to acknowledge this.
Yeah. Why
you
not?
Didn't just all of a sudden want to
like,
meet
who's this
me.
lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. I mean, So I was like, it was like very nerve wracking at first, but then honestly, it was a good conversation.
hot.
But I was just
I
like,
kept staring at him while you were talking. I was like, wow, this might be the second guy we both think is hot.
yeah, but I was just like, I was like, yeah, it was like hard. I like just because we basically were then immediately on a date, and I was like, I hate this.
You're right.
But he was good. He was very interesting.
Cool.
I know how backwards and egotistical that sounds. This is why I am thinking that my pride prevents me from pursuing things. I am wondering, okay, you keep using the word pride.
I don't think pride
but
is
pride
what's
is not the
happening
correct
here.
word
Yeah.
for what's happening. Exactly.
Yeah.
Prevents me from pursuing things. And I am wondering if you have any advice on how to just get over myself and not care.
It's your methods are just confusing. That's all.
Yeah, I want to feel confident to walk up to a man like I have seen other girls do, but I feel like I am satisfying their ego if I do.
So maybe that's not you. That's not who you are. You're not I'm the kind of gal.
I kind of know what she means.
But I'm the kind of gal that I've done this often. If I find a man attractive, I will walk right up to him and say, hey, I think you're really hot. I don't know if you're single and I don't know if you're straight, but if you are, here's my number. I would love to go out sometime. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, what if they're fucking boring? You got to talk to them for a couple minutes.
Well, no, you go on a date with them and then you find out, because
I don't even want to go on the date. I need to talk to someone for like 5 minutes and then get an idea of this is even more. Because I got to say 9 times out of 10 for me, no, I talk 5 minutes of talk, I'm done.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
I don't want to go to
this
dinner.
guy in particular I'm thinking of was a bartender and he was working. That's why I couldn't really.
Oh.
It was busy.
Yeah.
But no, that is good. Because then you get that, you don't have to do the first date because you'll know if there's chemistry because your body does not lie.
So, okay. So you are like, first of all, you're making a huge judgment about what their ego is like before meeting them. You're acting like every man is not like thinking of themselves as like the best guy in the world. I would say most men, like most people, are insecure and don't think very highly of themselves. That's just most people across the board. So it's not different for men. Like, do heterosexual men think that they are like owed something by the world in a way that other people don't? Yeah. But that's not what's going on here. Right. So like, okay, maybe you are patting their ego a little bit by approaching them.
That's part of flirting.
Yeah. But like, you know, if you don't like them and if they're not worthy of your attention, then you'll quickly
rescind,
like unattach yourself from them. Yeah. And then their ego will go back to where it was, if not lower. So that should make you feel good. You know?
Yeah.
Because if you approach a guy who is attractive and then the conversation is good, well, then he deserves your attention. Yeah. And he deserves to feel good about who he is because he's done the work to be a good person and an interesting person and a person that you want to spend more time with.
Exactly.
Like
you don't know until you try.
Yeah, I understand in theory what you're talking about. Like you don't want to let men have that. Like when I talk about like men, like you don't fuck someone's husband because men don't deserve 2 women. It's kind of like that theory. I think that we're circling around. So I get what you're saying, but I just don't think. I don't think you're patting men's ego that much by like talking to them.
Yeah, but this is, and this paragraph is exactly where, because I was like, something's underlying here.
Yeah, something's going on. Well, but then also it's like she talks all about how like you're so confident, and then she goes into this whole paragraph about insecurity. Not that confident people don't have any insecurities, but it's just like I don't know. In terms of my insecurity, I have a lot of internalized embarrassment from a mother who projected a lot of hers and made me feel embarrassed when I put on makeup or dressed too provocatively when I was younger.
So you're just walking on eggshells with any situation where somebody's attracted to you.
That's like straight up slut shaming. That's like, that, you know, I grew up extremely insecure, but with people telling me that I was pretty, and I felt like if I acknowledged my looks positively, then I was conceited or self-centered. This translated into being embarrassed in sexual situations and often feeling out of my own body. It's interesting how that translates to embarrassment.
No, I get that because her mom is making her think that her naturally wanting to like look pretty as a young woman is slutty and she should be ashamed of that.
I understand that.
So then, but then even if you logically know it's fucked up, but like it seeps into your psyche where like you can be in a sexual situation with somebody and be embarrassed and logically know that like, when my mom said that to me when I was 16 or whatever, I know that was fucked up, but it doesn't matter. It's like subconscious shit.
Yeah, I guess like people have said that stuff to me, but I just don't really listen to other people's opinions. I just don't care.
Nor should you.
Yeah, I because I like conceptually I understand, but I'm like, who the fuck cares? Yeah, I never feel comfortable trying to openly be sexy for a man, but you don't have to try to be sexy. You just be yourself. I do not usually come on to guys because the idea of them shutting me down or being overly confident in my sexuality and being bad at something makes me want to crawl into myself. What are you going to be bad at?
Your power. Talking? Right. You have to step into your power more.
I only recently gave a blowjob for the first time at 22.
Honestly, good for you.
And also, like, you're 22, like, the guys don't care. Like, I mean, not that you
About
don't.
blowjobs?
No, that's that they don't care, but it's like they're not when they're fucking a 22-year-old. They're not expecting someone who's like nailing it sexually, like, and who's going to be like on top of their fucking game.
Don't even know what that is at 22.
Like, if you were fucking a 22-year-old, would you expect her to be like phenomenal in bed?
No, I'm not expecting anyone to be phenomenal in bed.
There you go.
Yeah,
there
true.
you go.
I feel like the sex,
when you get in your
especially-
30s and up, that's where shit gets fun.
Yeah, I feel like sex is like, especially in like our culture where it's like we're coming out of kind of like the like very like repressive kind of area.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming
Now
like more openly, like it still is such like a weird, insecure place for everybody.
100%.
So it's just like, oh yeah, whatever your past is like probably super awkward, whatever the road
Yeah.
was. And same with mine. It's fucking,
Yeah, we're all
it's not-
embarrassed and
yeah,
insecure
it's-
about stuff.
Look, a handsome man just
weird.
said that. You should feel better, Ryder. Look at that.
I feel like she just needs like some, I'm not saying like go like fuck a bunch of dudes, but like
It could help.
Maybe, but I just like exposure therapy, like a thing that I did with.
He calls sex exposure therapy.
No, not sex, but like going and like hitting on dudes and like dressing, like
Yeah.
like so like I had a friend, he's like, he wants to date, but he has like a difficulty like finding someone that he likes to date and obviously like approaching women.
Yeah.
And so like, I was just like, this is what you should do. Go put on the worst outfit, the least appealing outfit
I think
you
that's
can
good
possibly put on.
Yeah.
You're a good advice giver.
And go to like the bar and hit on the most attractive woman that you can.
And realize what's
And-
the worst
yeah,
that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to
And-
live.
Yeah, exactly. What's the worst that's going to happen? And he got phone numbers from that. And he was dressed.
You can.
That's excellent advice, Eric. That is excellent advice.
Yeah, when I first like really hung out with James for the first time, because it was like I showed up to Mike's birthday party and
Yeah.
I'd been working in a soup kitchen.
Yeah, I remember.
And I mean, I smelled. I was.
You look like you came from the zoo.
sweaty. Okay, we didn't need that. We did not need that.
Oh, they're bringing back Roseanne again?
I was literally in a basement cooking meals in like it was sweaty, but I knew I couldn't. But because I had need this like promise to volunteer, but also obviously I can't miss Mike's birthday. But I didn't have time to change, and I was still living in Harlem, and the party was downtown.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I go, I'm just showing up like this. And then James was there, and I had only seen James for like a second before, and then James looked even like way hotter than the first time I'd seen him, and he was also didn't have a girlfriend that time. And I was just
Sick.
like, fuck. And then in my head I just go, Corinne, just fucking. I was
Just
like,
do it.
just be charming. Well, I didn't hit on him either. I was just like, just be charming when he talks to you and funny, and you're fine. And he literally asked me out like the next day.
There
and
you
I
go.
couldn't have looked worse.
Yeah, so person writing us, like the stakes being so high and so stressful, that's all in your head. And yes, there are reasons why you feel this way. Of course, there are roots to your feelings. But you can also say, fuck it.
Nothing actually matters. You might as well be yourself and be comfortable.
Yeah, you don't grasp that concept until like later in your 30s usually. But
we're here to tell you
we're just
that
letting you know.
You can get there early if you want.
Yeah. I only recently gave a blowjob for the first time at 22 because I usually let men take the lead on their own blowjobs. I mean, what?
On the sexual interaction, I assume?
Usually they love to push that head down.
I know.
No pushing heads down, Eric. If we hear about you pushing heads down, you're off the show. I want to get over this and not waste my younger years being too insecure to have good sex. I know that I am still young, but each year I get older and hope that I'm getting closer to not feeling like a mother to men my age. I think some of this came from being tall at a young age and mixed in a white town. So I always felt large and out of place compared to the tiny blonde girls in class. I have tried dating older men. I studied abroad in Paris and pretty much only saw 26-year-old European guys. But I have found that my lack of having a boyfriend at a young age has stunted me in some ways in terms of the emotional maturity regarding intimacy and relationships. Yeah, you might be a little robotic that those guys sometimes require. I say that I am not a dumb bitch, but every 22-year-old thinks that, and I know I still have a lot to learn.
You're not a dumb bitch.
My questions for you: how do I have a more open mind about dating? Any tips on how not to care about who I am seen in public with? Although I know you have covered it extensively, I would also love to hear anything you have to say on sexual confidence at this age and how to feel in my own body during sex and not just worrying about how the man sees me. Much like Corinne says about herself, I enjoy homework from a therapist, so any task you can give me, I will try, LOL. Thanks for reading this if you do, and I welcome you to roast me into becoming a less shitty version of a person that you may have to run into on the street one
Girl,
day.
you are fine.
You're very pretty.
Yes, you're super pretty. You're super lovely. You have a great head on your shoulders. You think about more things than a 22-year-old should think about.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of your past, and I understand that. But things are scary. Being sexually confident, to most people, it's scary. And when they try to do it, there's gonna be a hit and a miss and a hit and a miss, and you're gonna try and you're gonna fail.
And it's why young people drink a lot and do drugs. I mean, like
Totally.
part of it, I think, is just to take the edge off of
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
new things you're doing.
I know. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. But I gotta say, if you could just be in your body and go, okay, I'm nervous or I'm terrified. Where does that feel? Where do you feel that in your body? My stomach. What does it feel like? Is it sharp? Is it stabby? Is it? And then all of a sudden, your brain is using different mechanisms to think, and it's going to take you out of that overly anxious state, so you can actually exist with people. You know, and you just got to breathe through the fear. Sex is vulnerable. It's nerve-wracking to hit on somebody. Going on a first date can be terrifying.
Yeah.
That never goes away.
Yeah.
But that's okay that it's scary. It doesn't have to stop you. You just breathe through the fear and you go, yeah, this is scary, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a bad bitch. I'm not a dumb bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Okay?
It'd be
Yeah.
easier if she was dumber.
Totally. Because then
Be
you'd be
so
fucking
much-
everybody you
Life
want
is
to care.
easier when you're dumber.
Yeah, life is
And
way
many pieces
life
of
is
it.
way easier when you're dumber. And I think a lot of people who have depression is because they're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe life might be harder, but existence is certainly easier. Like if you think about it
Totally. Right, yeah,
conceptually,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
a day-to-day life is probably hard if you're dumb because you're making a lot of dumb mistakes. But yeah, just to go through this. Okay, so the question one, how do I have a more open mind about dating? I think we all need to give people, that was so Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to give people more grace
Yeah.
when we're dating. Like, you know,
Our judgy minds are even judgier when we're dating.
if you're generally attracted to like what the person looks like and, you know, some things that they're saying, like just give them a little bit of grace. And so just like stop with the hard nose immediately. You have an idea in your head of what kind of a guy you like already, I'm guessing, from TV and movies. So like start moving in that direction. And the problem that you're setting up for yourself, I will say this, and I've been through this before. If you are living in a world where you're only letting men approach you and you're not approaching men, which it's hard because like if you're like confident,
Approach 'em, baby.
or like masculine, like it's hard because like then you end up with a lot of beta men, which is also not good for me.
I love
but
that.
if you want to, like, you deserve to pick the kind of guy you want, not just have to deal with whoever
Likes
hits
you.
on you.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to be the same person that you would choose for yourself. Like, have your top shelf choice. Any tips on how not to care about who you're seen in public with?
You just got to stop. You just got to talk back to the caring. The caring thoughts are always going to pop up in your head. When they pop up in your head and you're with somebody, you go, I know we're trying to care right now, but I'm going to say no to that and just move on.
And also just like, I understand privacy. So just like find a couple places, maybe like an Uber ride away from campus or something that you don't go to. And those are your 3 date spots. Like the way men take women on all the same places, you take men to all the same places.
I'm also going to remind you another piece of advice that we always say on the show. People aren't thinking about you as much as you think they're thinking about you.
For sure.
In fact, they're probably not thinking about you at all. The only person thinking about you is the person with you on a date, as he should be thinking about you.
I mean, if you're lucky, he's
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about
true.
you.
He's probably thinking about
he's thinking
video
about
games or
himself.
Star Wars.
He's thinking about,
Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep.
did I wear the right shirt? And
He's nervous too. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And men are, their standards are so much lower than what she's
So
making out.
much.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
he's like, if
Men
if
would
she-
never have thought about any of this.
9 out of 10 guys, if she just approached them and was like kind and was like, oh, I'd be interested in dating you, it would be the best day of his life. Because
Yeah.
most guys that never happens to.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's sweet and sad.
And then like the sexual confidence at this age, I mean, a lot of it is just going to be practice.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are sexually confident when they're 22, and if they are, I'm like, are you okay?
And I would say start like having
Something happened to you?
like have sober sex as often as you can. That'll
Yeah.
really make it faster.
Yeah.
Grow your sexual confidence faster because like
because it's actually real.
yeah,
It's real confidence.
So
it's not alcohol fueled confidence.
exactly. So that, and then I mean, fuck with the lights on.
Ooh.
I pretty much exclusively fuck with the lights on, and I mean like unfazed. This has been me for
because my eyes are really light, and so
No, it doesn't have to be bright lights, but like I don't like having sex in the dark. Actually,
I don't like having it in the dark. No.
Overhead lights or lamps? That's a huge difference.
Lamps.
Huge
I've done both.
Overhead
course you
overhead
have.
lights feels too clinical.
I don't have lights like this though. I have
Okay.
I have a fucking nice apartment.
I
Eric.
would assume so.
Thanks. But yeah, no, I mean, I always fuck the lights on. And sometimes it's more just like, cause like of the speed that you're getting ready. So you're just fucking so fast. You don't have time to get the lights off.
True.
I like seeing. I'm like,
Yeah,
my
I do
rule of
too.
thumb is like, if the person's fucking you and like, unless you're like blackout drunk, like they're fucking you because they're attracted to you and they want to see you. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing really to feel. You've already gotten that far. I've never taken my clothes off and had someone be like, "Bleh." You know? Who cares? And even in my head, like I gotta be honest, I've definitely had someone take their clothes off and in my head I've gone, "Bleh," and then but then when you mash your bodies together, you can't see their body anymore. And that's fine again. It's fine. There's people that I fucked that I go, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this.
Come closer, honey. Come
And I
closer
always-
so I can't
and
see
I always
those,
got through
those
it.
titties.
There's people who have taken their clothes off and I go, I don't know if I can move forward, and I've still moved forward.
Get a sleep mask.
Can you imagine if someone grabbed for a sleep mask?
A blackout sleep mask. Oh my God. And headphones. That would be the worst.
Fuck.
That's like the worst thing
Please
that could
fuck
happen.
someone with
the wor-
headphones on.
the
That's so funny, Eric.
That's like a Leonardo DiCaprio move. Yeah, no, the worst thing that could happen is he kills you, I guess. Not fucks you with a sleep mask on. But man, that is a new level of sad, huh?
That's beautiful to think about as a heterosexual woman. Things could always be worse because you could be hacked up and put in this guy's freezer.
Yeah.
So any day that you're not hacked up is a great day.
Always looking on the bright side for you, girl.
Guys, we fucked. Wow.
This has been amazing.
This has been an amazing
I'm impressed with us.
getting to know you circle.
Great advice, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for chiming in.
I hope you're not. What are your feelings as we wrap up this first episode
Did you
that
like
you
this
participated
experience?
I thought this was fun. Yeah, I had a great time.
in? You only checked his phone a couple times.
Well,
Yeah.
I know
I'm
you're working.
right
I know
now.
you're doing 8 jobs at once. I know. So I didn't say anything about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see if I get fired from this. I bet you there's some people at my company that listen to this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you not allowed to be working on something else right now? Oh.
So this,
cut
this,
that.
He's
this-
literally
this started
on
at
air.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
Started at 6
Yeah,
p.m.
wait, there's
Eastern.
not a timestamp on it, Eric.
Yeah.
There's
Never
no.
mind. I'm
It's
not
8
working right
p.m.
now.
I'm about to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just this is crazy.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
so late. I can't even be awake right
They
now.
already found my
He's
Instagram.
going to have to sleep
There's
on
more
our
stuff
couch
on
in the
there.
studio.
They found your Instagram. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on
That's rude.
Instagram.
Yeah.
and it's your name.
Yeah.
Not a good hiding
They
spot.
didn't find it until like 8 months into working there.
But what's
No,
wrong
maybe
with
they're-
your Instagram?
Oh, it's
Are you not
just
supposed to be a
I do-
stand-up
I
comedian?
do stand up and stuff.
Are you not
Did
supposed
they
to do
not-
that?
I don't know. I just figured like I'm not clean, so that could be an issue.
Do you work for the church?
No,
Then it's
I
fine.
work not like the church at all. One of my,
So then they're fine.
All right,
one
Eric.
of my bosses came back to dinner and he's like, I just ate a guy's ass.
Oh, hell yeah. That's my kind of boss.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
they're
you're in the
very cool.
I
your
think
boss
you're in the
is cool.
clear.
Yeah, I wonder if I could get them on here. They would
would love that.
They'd be great on here.
Yeah, you're in the clear.
Yeah.
You're in the
love-
clear, Eric.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for joining us. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday.